Assassin's Creed Origins has many weapons in the game. To simply narrow it down to the top 5 weapons sounds like an impossible thing to do, right? Well, I gave it my best crack and decided to give you the top 5 weapons that I've used. Obviously that doesn't include the shield, as that is a shield, but I tried to select different kinds of weapons for each one. But here are the top 5 weapons in Assassin's Creed Origins. Of course, this is all in my opinion. If you disagree or have more to add, then please do let me know in the comment section, because I'm sure you all have some very interesting weapons to add to this mix. This is also not in any particular order, so here are just 5 weapons that I've found to be the most useful or the best that I've used. Now that all that ramble is out the way, let's get into the video. To start off with, we have got the Crescent Moon legendary hunter bow that you get in the Horus pack. At level 40, this bow does 544 damage and is also on fire automatically, so you don't have to light the arrows because they're already on fire, and that does some extra damage as well. I find this bow to be really useful because it does more damage than the on fire hunter bow that you might be able to find in the base game. And the extra fire damage really does help if you hit somebody and then they get out of view. You're still doing damage to them and they might die afterwards. I also really enjoy using hunter bows, so that also adds to why I think that this bow is perhaps one of the best weapons in the game. In order to get this bow though, you need to have the Horus pack, which comes with the season pass, otherwise it is about £5.99 I do believe. Next up, we've got a light bow, the Composite Bow. Now, light bows fire really quickly. They fire about 5 or 6 arrows, which do a lot of damage, and the Composite Bow is perhaps one of the best light bows that you can get. At level 40, it does 708 points of damage per second, and also does have a health on hit bonus. So every time you hit an enemy with this bow, if you have some health missing, that health will be regenerated. This comes in handy especially in boss fights such as the Trials of the Gods. As for finding this weapon, I do believe it's one of the random drops that you can find at any point anywhere in the world, because you can find lower level versions of it if you're not quite level 40. Next up, we have got the Storm Blades, which are legendary dual swords which do 410 points of damage per second when upgraded to level 40. I do believe again that these weapons are a random drop. Just like all dual swords, these are super satisfying to use, and so far in my over 100 hours of playing the game, they're the best dual swords that I could find. If up close and personal is how you choose to approach fights, then these weapons will be really useful. Like all dual swords, however, they aren't exactly the most defensive things going, but they are very good for getting up close and doing as much damage as possible. So if getting stuck in is the best way to achieve an objective, these weapons will be incredibly useful to you. Like I said before, I'm pretty sure that you can find these weapons randomly in the world, so as for finding them, all I can tell you really is good luck. Moving on now, we have got the Divide Impure, or however you pronounce that. This is a part of the Roman Centurion pack, but this axe is absolutely mental. I don't tend to rely on axes too much, but this one is super powerful. At level 40, it does 423 points of damage per second, which, you guessed it, is enough to ruin somebody's day. There's something really satisfying about using this axe, and I'm not really an axe person. In order to get this axe though, you do need to have the Roman Centurion pack, which is free with the season pass, or £5.99 on its own. Obviously it's up to you to decide whether or not it's worth it. And finally, we have got the Conductor of Souls legendary regular sword, which does 416 points of damage per second and has a very useful perk of health on kill. So that means that when you kill somebody, if you are low on health or if you are not at full health, you will regenerate a bit of health from the kill that you've just made, which is especially useful in the Trials of the Gods. Speaking of which, in order to get the Conductor of Souls, you need to complete the Trial of Anubis by defeating Anubis. Now, if you haven't done that, don't worry, the Trial of Anubis will be open again alongside the Trial of Sekhmet, which will be happening at some point this month, December 2017. This sword is super effective to use in combat, especially when facing loads and loads of enemies, because as they take your health away, every kill takes a bit of health back, which is good because you will last longer that way. Since I got the Conductor of Souls, I equipped it and haven't unequipped it since. And there you have it, everybody, the top 5 weapons in Assassin's Creed Origins according to my opinion. Now, these aren't the only great weapons in the game. There are loads and loads and loads of weapons. It's virtually impossible to narrow it down to just 5, but these were the 5 that I found to be the best in my opinion. Now, for the sake of diverse playstyles, every single weapon mentioned on this list was a different type, which means that this list doesn't mean that there aren't any other weapons of those types that could be just as good. But thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all very soon with another video at some point.